Yo, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Round Table Talk, and I am your host, C Money, and we are back here for another Hotspots in South Florida. And today we are in South Beach and visiting the Lincoln Road Mall. And here is a few things you're gonna see. We're right now at the corner of Washington and Fifth Street. No, Lincoln Road and Fifth Street. I'm sorry, not Washington. Wait, is it Washington? No, Lincoln and Washington. I'm sorry. My mind is kind of gone blank. I'm not used to being on the beach and in this area. So I decided to come out this way because I said I wanted to do an episode of Lincoln Road, and I haven't came out here in a while. I've just left McDonald's. I had a little treat at McDonald's. I guess this is blocked off, so we're gonna give you a little bit of it. I didn't do my research on here, so mind me. Lincoln Road Mall has been a tourist destination in Miami for over 30, 40, maybe 50 years of there. This is one of the premier tourist destinations on South Beach. Of course, you have other tourist destinations. You do have, downtown Miami. You have Brickell. You have Aventura and a lot of the spaces. But here is, excuse me, there's a lot of photo ops around here as well. And as you can see, they're doing construction here. I can say the last time I was here in Lincoln Road, me and my girl ended up at a location here which I was told online is temporarily closed. I got to find it if I can find it, but I'm going to go. I'm guessing this is a walkway through the water, and I'm gonna go on this side because this side looks like it's more crowded than this side. This here is a church, and they usually sometimes have it where you can come inside the church, and if you wanna, pray and stuff like that, you can. A lot of the buildings here are, mostly businesses, and they do have apartments and stuff and office buildings. That's it. So now this is one of the locations this is part of something. Looks like it has come soon. Now, one of the places that I said that I came here 4 years ago, and they are closed. This is the Museum of Illusions. Now, back in maybe 2021, I visited here with me and my girl, and it was a place. I did have pictures of this place, and they have several locations throughout the United States, and this one was the South Florida location, or should I say Florida location, where when you took pictures, it illuminated you to think that you was actually in the scene. Here's the Lincoln Theater right here, which has an H&M under it, and yeah, it illuminated you to think that you did have, you was part of the picture, and I still have those pictures to this day. My girl didn't want to take those pictures, but she just took the pictures of me. But yeah, so it gave you an illusion. That's why it was called the Museum of Illusion. A lot of people, when you go to these places, you would think that it's like illusion. It's a museum of illusions where you find different art illusions. But no, the Museum of Illusions is something that, you are part of the illusions. And a lot of these places, I remember years back before COVID, this was maybe 2011, 2012, probably earlier than that. I know they had a Ghirardelli here, which is a chocolate place, and they no longer exist. A lot of these places that was here years ago no longer exist. Of course, as you saw, Museum of Illusions, they're no longer here, and a lot of these places that I've seen is no longer here. I can say when you come out to this place, this is you make sure you have money. This is not no low end place where you can find low end stuff. Even probably in McDonald's, you probably have to pay a pretty penny. But you know, I use the McDonald's app, and I know a lot of these places are high end where the food ain't cheap. This is Mamma Mia, which is a gelatin, I believe. This is a Christmas tree because it is around the holidays, and of course, this mall stretches from Washington Avenue all the way to Alton Road, which is a pretty decent strip because it's oh wow, and things like that. So yeah, eyes on Lincoln Eyewear and a lot of that stuff. So Captain Candy Shop, and you're on South Beach, and I'm probably gonna do another video within the near future of South Beach where I'm gonna, you know, do a tour of South Beach in the areas, because you know that there are a lot of there's a lot of places here, and there's a lot of eateries here. I've never eaten at any of these places. I know there recently the last place I know, there's a Burgermeister here, which is one of my favorite burger restaurants to go to, and I'll probably do a review on them within the near future because they have a location here in South Beach, and they also have a location here. And they also have a location in Brickell, which I'll probably do one or so of the locations. Now, It's Sugar is a good location too. I've never been in there, but they used to have a location at the what do you call it? At the Sunset Place, and they used to have a location also at the Kaseya Center, which is home of the Miami Heat, and they have several other, I believe, locations as well. And we're at Lincoln and Meridian for what the sign says. And there are a lot of places that I do know, like Lululemon and the Skechers store and Sephora, but there are a lot of iron stores that I don't know. There's a Victoria's Secrets coming up and all that. So like I say, when you come out to Lincoln Road, make sure you do have, you know, money, because it will, you know, break your bank if you don't have that type of money. And then there are little decent restaurants and nightclubs that are out here as well, but I don't come out here as much because this is more of a tourist attraction and for people who work out here and stuff like that. And you know, a lot of traffic pins out here, you know, during like certain times like Memorial Day weekend, or you know, 4th of July, or maybe New Year's. You know, traffic out here is very, very much. This is looks like a, if you know what that is, you know what it is. Okay, we're coming up on Victoria's Secret here. Now, even on a regular night, and this is a weekday night, traffic and the scene is lively. You know, you go to certain places on a weekday and then you get to where it's slow or it's not a lot of people, but this place stays packed 24/7. You could be at 3 o'clock in the morning and everything's closed, but you still got people walking the strip. Now, this is one of the rare few malls that is an outside mall that has a strip. You have most malls, like I did an episode of Barrel Harbor Shops, and I did an episode of The Falls, where it's an enclosed shopping center, but it's outside, meaning that when you're walking through the mall, you're on the outside and then you step into the stores. This is an outside mall. Like The Falls is an outside indoor mall where, you know, you're walking, you know, when you walk in, you're still on the outside, but it's enclosed to where there's no roof or nothing on it. And the same way with Barrel Harbor Shops and a lot of other places, but this place is an outside mall. This is another restaurant type of, where, you know, when you're walking this way, you're literally, you know, outside. Now there is a Macy's that sits here I believe that might be it there. I don't know what we're on Michigan, so Macy's is somewhere near here. I don't really know that exact street. Like I said, a lot of the area here. I don't know much about Miami Beach and South Beach because this is not a place that I actually go to. I actually came out here because I said I've been wanting to do a video of Lincoln Road Mall for the longest, and I said since I have the time, why not do it now when I have the chance? And I just wanted to take it and show you how it is. There's an Apple store over there, and there's an Italian trattoria. Now a lot of these high-end restaurants I would not try because these are the restaurants, in my opinion, these are the restaurants that give you very little food for a lot of money. And I don't too much. I like authentic Italian food because, as you know, and I've said this in several of my episodes, I am a fan of Italian food. I like authentic Italian food, pasta that's made from scratch, the sauces, Alfredo sauces and marinara sauces made from scratch, food that's made from scratch, and things like that. This is Cerro Frito, whatever that is. It's a restaurant. This is the Colony Theater. It's the Colony Theater. You can't see the N and the Y because it's not lit up, but it's the Colony Theater. And there are a lot of cross streets that cross this way. Like I said, this is mostly for the tourists, and you can see right now, it took me less than 15 minutes, and Romero Britain. It took me less than 15 minutes, and we're pretty much towards the end. Now, one of the places that just recently closed, not only was Museum of Illusions, but it's another place that I had the pleasure of going to. And the last time I went, it was with a friend of mine, because this is the parking garage here. And coming up is where it's at. It is the movie theater. There was a movie theater here, and there was on and off about closing this place, on and off. This is called Casper. I don't know what that is. It's a lot of stores here that I really don't know the meaning behind it, but it is. But this was supposed to be, this is the movie theater that's sat here. Lincoln, that's the sign. And I believe this was owned by Regal Cinemas. How you doing? Hello, that's Coco. That's, thing. Yes, this is the movie theater. And let's look at the sign. Thank you. It has been a pleasure to serve you at this theater. Regal South Beach 18 is now closed. We invite you to visit Regal Kendall Village or any of our other locations. So their next location will be Regal Cinemas. And they do have a new one there in Dania Beach. And I sad to say they had two the other location was at Oakwood Plaza, and we did a video about it a while back. But I'm going to do an update on a lot of the hotspot locations that I've been to, so people can understand like what's the changes, because a lot of changes have been made since I've been doing my hotspots in South Florida and histories in South Florida. So I'm going to do an update video of a lot of the locations, because like a lot of these locations that I visited, they updated. Maybe they closed, or they was rebought, or they shut down, or they changed into something. So I need to do an update video, and that's going to be coming up soon, because there's a lot of places that I have to talk about that soon, because there's a location that I love so dearly that will be closing towards the end of the year, and I have to. Yeah, we're now here at Lincoln Road and Alton, which is at the end of the Lincoln Road Mall. Now we're gonna go take a walk further down. There is I did do a hotspots in South Florida. No, I did do a field review, I believe, in South Florida, and I think I did it at the bodega in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm going to show you if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's somewhere up this way. We're gonna go probably take a look because I believe the bodega is somewhere over here. Because remember, because the bodega is a taco chain restaurant that first started here in South Florida, and then it ventured over to South Beach. I mean, no, the first location was in South Beach, and then they ventured into other areas like Fort Lauderdale, Coconut Grove. They had a location at the Kaseya Center, which is home of the Miami Heat. I seen one in West Palm Beach, and now they're in other states as well, and they're fastly growing. Now, I do check the websites of a lot of these locations and see the update. They do not have a location at the Kaseya Center no more, so I'm guessing that that is nothing, which is home of the Miami Heat, but they do have a location at the Hard Rock Stadium. So we are going to see, I'm going to see if I can see the location for the South Beach one. And here is, if you've never seen one, there it is, GoPuff. GoPuff has a store here on South Beach. And I believe this is one of those stores where it's just like a convenience store. Because you know, GoPuff is one of those online ordering places where you order stuff online. You can see that in the inside is completely small because it's probably just a few snacks, and they probably got a whole warehouse in the back where they have a whole bunch of items, so like people in the area can order stuff and they can go pick it up. Because you would have thought that GoPuff was just had a warehouse where people can go and order stuff, you know, in the warehouse they pick it up like Amazon. You know, they have a warehouse, you know, they order stuff, the people from GoPuff get the stuff and they deliver it to the people. But apparently it's an actual, they have an actual GoPuff here. Now I don't know how many locations GoPuff have, but I know that is probably one of the GoPuff locations here. So now we're here on 17th Street. I don't know exactly where the bodega is. I'm going to try to see if I can find the location. But I know it's somewhere past, if I don't find it, it's fine. This is a bus stop. This is the 15, you know, one of the newer routes here. It replaced one of our older routes because a lot of the routes when the Better Bus Network came about, it replaced. I'm going to go behind this car. I don't like going in front of cars, especially when they're so. This is a skincare place that's closed. We're coming up against 17th Street and West Avenue. So let's keep walking. This right here, okay, we're gonna go and see. The one thing I can say, there are a lot of CVS's and Walgreens. Like if you go to different corner areas, this is a Trader Joe's. There are a lot of CVS's and Walgreens in the area. If you come in the area, you'll find a lot of them here in the area. We're gonna go down this way. Now, if you don't know about Trader Joe's, I know they're in a lot of areas. I know there's one in Dayland, and there's one here, and I believe there's one somewhere in the Wynwood Midtown area. And Trader Joe's is basically like all of their products are made. They make their own products. I believe from the milk and all that stuff and everything, from the produce and all that, everything that they have, they make on their own. Somebody just left their car sitting there. What a shame. Like, I guess this is South Beach, but yeah, they make all their products and stuff like that. So everything is Aldi's. I don't think you'll find the name brand or any other product. I guess the cereal is theirs too. I was told that because a friend of mine had went there and they told them that all of their products are made. They are their own products. They don't have like Kellogg's or Stouffer's or anything like that, you know. So hey, it is what it is. So now we're on the back side. I'm looking for the bodega because You know, we're pretty much done with Lincoln Road Mall. You know, I would have did the back end, the other side of Lincoln Road Mall, but being that it was too crowded and there was a lot of area. Um, this is the U.S. Post Office here. I guess this is the South Beach location. That's where the P.O. boxes are at. Pretty dark back here, so you know, it's kind of interesting to find that you're walking in an area that's kind of dark and, you know, oh, okay, we're probably coming up to it. This is another restaurant. There are a lot of outskirts restaurants here. Like when you go to certain areas, you know, you have restaurants that don't sit on Lincoln Road. South Beach is just a beach of its own. So we are back here on Lincoln Road. We took a tour, we went around. So I believe Bodega will be on the other side. We're gonna go there, and that's where we're gonna end our episode at. Now I'm not gonna do a review there because remember I just went to McDonald's and I went to go have a little light snack before I walk the area because I know that a lot of the places here are high-end places. Even though I have the money for it, I just choose to keep it simple. Like, I don't go to these fancy restaurants unless I'm with somebody, you know, sitting down alone. I know a lot of you probably say, I wouldn't mind sitting down in a nice restaurant. I done sat down at a restaurant before several times, and you have seen me sat down at several restaurants doing Hotspots in food review in South Florida, so it's nothing, you know. It's just the fact that I like, you know, a lot of these high-end restaurants, they are too much for me. Like, I don't want to spend $50 on one plate. You know, I don't mind spending $20 on a meal because I do that with a lot of the places I go to, including, you know, some of the local mom and pop restaurants that I go to. And so I don't mind doing that. But like some of these places, they'll spend like $20 to $25 to $30, and you be like, what? And then you get the price, and the price is ridiculous. So it gets to where you're like, oh no. Because I ended up at a place called the Grand Lux. I don't know if it's a chain restaurant, but it was a location in Aventura. And many years ago, and I took a date there. And a person that I no longer talk to her or whatever. So I went many months ago. So what ended up happening was, you know, I spent close to $50 for two people, and I'm like, well, probably over. And I was like, oh my God, like literally, I spent a lot of money. So it wasn't bad, but you know, if I'm with somebody, I don't mind spending the money, and I'm not a cheap person. It's just that I like to keep it simple. You know, I don't care for fancy restaurants and, you know, fancy foods and stuff like that. You know, Italian restaurants, you know, I go to simple places that doesn't break the bank and stuff like that. You know, so I'm not one of those people that's on high end, you know, to have a good time. Okay, here is the Bodega. We are on 16th Street and Alton Road, Necessary Purvey. So this is the beach, South Beach location. I don't know, that might be the back end, that might be the club area. This is the South Beach and Bodega together because you know what happens afterwards. So, okay, so let me come up here and let me go. So it is similar to the Fort Lauderdale location. They do have the front counter has it's shaped into like a food truck at the front counter. This is a TD Bank and a Firestone right here and a couple of places, and there's a McDonald's there, but this is not the McDonald's I went to. The one thing I could tell you about South Beach is a lot of restaurants here in South Beach, they repeat themselves over and over and over, meaning that in a lot of the stores, like mostly on every other corner, you'll find a CVS or Walgreens because they are very popular here on the beach. And the same thing with McDonald's. You'll find McDonald's like on every other corner because the McDonald's I went to was kind of popular because it was right there at the head of Lincoln Road at Lincoln and Washington. And it was kind of popular. This was the McDonald's I went to, I believe, the last time I came out here. So I remember we're visiting that one. And of course, Uber drivers make good amount of money here because of, you know, a lot of heavy traffic. So this is it. This is South Beach. So let me go. Gotta try to find my way so none of the drivers won't. Yeah, but yeah, this is South Beach. So if you ever had any memories of South Beach, or if you've ever been to South Beach and you want to share your experiences, or you've, you know, want to visit, check it out. You know, it's a great place to go. It's a great place to, you know, shop if you have the money. There was a restaurant that was here years ago. I know there was a